Hello and welcome to another random reviews video. For this video, I'm gonna talk in this. Let me make a side note, and I want to thank Jeff Work 8895 because this is actually the first request to do a video in English out of one of the ones that I made in Spanish. So I just saw it today. He actually asked for it like 2 weeks ago, but I just saw it today. So I'm sorry about that, Jeff. And I hope this covers your questions if you had any. So I made a video about this power bank, and this is the Ozark Trail 10,000 mAh power bank that you find at Walmart. Usually we look for these things and they're kind of like on the high end of the prices. And what I liked about this first was the price. So at the time I bought it, I spent $10. Now it's $12.87 on Walmart. You find them at Walmart. There's also another version that is 20,000 mAh. That cost the double, basically double the price, like 24 or something, almost 25 bucks. I did not see that one when I bought this one. Had I seen it, I probably would have gotten that one. But anyway, this is not gonna be like an exact replica or exact copy of what I did for the other video, but I'm gonna cover the same basic points. Like I always say, and I'm gonna start saying this or continue to say this at the beginning of every video, I'm not an expert on any of these things. I'm not getting paid by Ozark Trail or any of the other brands that I am going to be talking about. I do this because I buy things. If I like them and if they work for me, then I'm gonna do a video on them, just to provide some basic information, and then it's up to you guys to go and do more research and see, reviews and kind of like figure out if it is a good product or not. This may, break up, I don't know, in a week or so. I've had it for a little while, more than a month. I've used it quite a bit, and so far, so good. For the purposes of what I'm gonna be using it for, it works perfectly fine. I also mentioned on my other video, before we go in depth into the battery per se, or talk a little bit about the battery, that what I use to record these videos, I record them with my phone, and I have a Samsung Galaxy Samsung Galaxy Flip or Fold, is it? Yeah, Samsung Galaxy Fold 6. So if you don't know what that phone is, one of the phones that you actually flip them and they look like a freaking iPad. And it requires a high power charging block in order for it to charge in a reasonable amount of time. I have charged that phone several times with this thing, and it only consumes one single bar of energy from the battery. I'm gonna also show something else that I have over here, which is something that requires a lot of charge for a long time for very little use. This is a battery for a drone that I have. I haven't charged it after last time I used it, and I have charged this battery a couple of times with this power bank. So just so you know, this requires 2 hours of charge for 20 minutes of use. And so if you want to use it again on the same day, you have to charge it for 2 hours. I already charged it once with this power bank, and it charged it completely, and it consumed 2 bars from the power bank. So it is quite strong, if you ask me. And I probably should be getting another battery, because 40 minutes is way better than 20 minutes, I guess. So what I mean to say is that it works for the purposes that I'm going to use it for, and for me it's very reasonable. If it breaks, then I only lost $10, and I buy another one, then I'm going to be losing $13. So not a lot of waste. And my videos, another side note, are going to be more on the end of cost effectiveness, because if you're like me, you're on a tight budget and you can be spending like a lot of money in the best things available. However, if you do have the capability or the money to buy something better than this, please go ahead and do it. It'll only serve you better, I guess. So Okay, let's start with the battery. So as you can see, it's not very big. It's very compact. It fits in your pocket. It's probably smaller than whatever phone you have. This is my work phone. And as you can see, it's way smaller than a little thicker, but way smaller. So you can comfortably put it in your back pocket and carry it around, or maybe on a pouch or a backpack, and just take it with you whenever you're going adventuring in the wild, wild west. This crazy world that we live in. One of the things that I liked about it is, it comes with this little rubber cover, and as per the specs of the product, you can actually drop this from about 1 meter. I don't know why they keep using meters if they're selling in the United States. But you can drop it at about 1 meter, and it's not gonna break because it has this cover. I'm not gonna drop my battery to see if it's gonna break. I wouldn't suggest you drop your battery if you buy it to see if it's gonna break. It is a little heavy, not too heavy, but you can feel some weight on it, so that will add to whatever impact it gets. So don't drop it, but if it falls, they say that it's not gonna break unless you're like throwing it up and down. I don't think you're gonna do that. So it has a power indicator meter, so if you push this button once, it's gonna light up, and every dot represents a power cell. It says that he has 4. Right now it's -1 because I used it to charge something and I haven't recharged it. So this is kind of useful, so you see, how much energy you have left in your power bank. Then in one of the ends, he has 2 USB ports and 1 USB-C. So it's really, really useful for at least those types. And you can plug in, a cable from here and plug it to your iPhone, and then another one that's USB-C to plug it to your Android. If you're that kind of family that you have people, unholy people that still use the iPhone. I don't know, man. For the price, I think it's a good buy. You can charge actually simultaneously up to 2 devices, is what it says. That you can charge 2 devices at the same time. I have not tried to charge 3 devices on it. I don't think I probably won't do it because it may be overwhelming for the battery, but at least 2, you can plug in 2 phones here and just leave them charging. That's convenient. It comes with a very short cable, which I have in this bag, and I'm not gonna pull out because it makes no difference. It's a very small USB-C cable. And that's the one that I use to charge my phone. I don't like to walk around with a cable like all over because I don't want to put my phone down. So if I'm gonna charge it with this, I'm gonna leave it and just charge it there, and that's more than enough. Actually, it gives you enough length of cable so you can probably do this and have both things in your hand while what is plugged over here, and you will have I don't know, I think it's like maybe 5 inches of it's like really small. And it's convenient for that matter, to my liking. But you can always get a longer cable and stick it in your back pocket, and stick the battery in your back pocket, and walk with your phone while you're charging it. The specs on the page, Walmart's page, says that is, like I said, 10,000 mAh capacity, power smartphones, headlamps, and small devices multiple times. True, very true. You can charge multiple times with one single charge. Dual USB charging ports, and then it says charges up to 2 devices at once for convenience on the trail or road. It says compact and lightweight. It's lightweight, but it's not like featherweight, but it's kind of like lightweight. Yeah, it slides easily into your day pack. What's a day pack? Or gear bag without weigh you down. Yeah, it's a little. I mean, you have a phone, and this is you're gonna feel the weight a little bit if you're like those people that they don't like to carry a lot of heavy stuff. So just set your expectations correctly. It's not undoable, but it's not like very, very light. It says that it's IPX4 water resistant. So what that means is that you can spill water on it, or it can be raining on you. If that happens, I would suggest to put it facing down, so that the charging ports are not receiving the water, so that it doesn't drip inside the electrical connections. Even though this thing over here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, it has like a little I don't know, extension over there. I don't know how to say that. That goes into the port and it locks in, so it can prevent water from dripping in. However, I would suggest for you to put it like that, so that it kind of like falls down. I mean, it's less likely for you to get water inside the battery, because IPX4 is not water resistant at all. And the reason I know that is because I think it's IP57 or IP67. That's the rating that you can actually get something really wet and just drop it on the water and it's not going to damage. I do have a radio. It's a GMRS radio from the company Buffwang, that it is rated to be used, or be dropped in water, and it's not gonna, short circuit on you. This is not. And then it talks about the battery indicator, which is the little lights that I just showed you. Besides that, there's not a lot more to say about this battery, other than for me, it has worked fine for my purposes. It depends, again, on what you're gonna do with it. If you like camping, if you like, just being outside, riding a bike, and it rains on you, it's convenient because, it can take that. I would say that even maybe for fishing, if you like fishing and you're on a kayak or something like that, and that some spills are gonna come inside your boat, as long as this is not immersed, I think you should be okay with it, which is convenient. Especially if you have some kind of electrical equipment over there, maybe some light if you're fishing at night and you run out, you forgot to charge your battery for your headlamp or something. This is a good thing to have, and for that I do recommend like the longer cable, so you can continue to use your lighting while you're either coming back to shore, or you want to continue fishing and want to come back so soon, because your wife is not calling you. She forgot that you exist and you can actually fish for the time required, which is until you're done, or until you're frustrated enough because you didn't get anything. I don't know. It's practical for the price, man, and I don't want to be like talking in circles, but like I said, this is a random thing that I do. I'm not sponsored again by any of these companies. I don't have to do a video praising a product. But Ozark Trail, I like the brand because they do make a lot of camping stuff and a lot of outdoorsy things. And I just started again to get interest in fishing with my son, my oldest, and I have acquired like the lures. They're expensive lures. But one day in this kind of like short story, I was fishing. I was using a frog and I casted it, and he got snagged into something. And then when I pulled it, the damn frog stayed there, and then I lost the frog. Thing is that the little frog cost me $17. So after coming back from the pond or the lake I was at, I drove straight to Walmart. I did buy again the the expensive one, the $17 one, because screw the lake. But I saw Ozark also sells lures, and I saw similar frogs that were at $1.50 each. I bought a bunch of those because they do work. I have caught some fish with them. They do work. Again, I don't know if this applies, but usually what they say is that expensive things equals good products. I don't think that's always the case. But on that case, I'm sticking with Ozark because they work. They're not too expensive. I can buy a bunch of them. I can give some to my son, and I can share with my friends when we go fishing together and that kind of thing. And you're not spending a lot of money for something that's going to be a hobby. If you're a professional fisherman, then you're probably not going to care about. I don't even know why you're listening to me saying that. If you're a professional fisherman, anyway, you should be skipping or kind of like, who this guy thinks he is. But it works. It's not expensive, and this brand is not expensive per se. They sell knives, they sell tents, they sell everything that has to do with camping, flashlights and stuff, and all the things they sell, sorry, are okay products, and are not on the high price. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Yeah, this guy can wait. They're not on a pricey side of things. So for some things, it'll make sense for you to acquire things like this, and from some other things, again, depending on what you're gonna do with them, this kind of thing for me makes sense, because times are tough, and whatever monies you can save is always a plus, and still get things that you want and things that you would like to have to just increase your gear or update your gears. And for the price that you pay for some of the more expensive batteries, you can probably get 2 or 3 of these. And again, I don't know if it's going to last me very long. They usually do. I have purchased cheap batteries before, and they last for years. And if I have to change it in a year, I think that's a good deal. So anyway, Jeff, I don't know if this is what you were looking for. I hope it is. Again, I'm not an expert in any of these things. I just like to talk about the things that I have that work, because one of the problems that I have, and one of the reasons why I made this channel, is that every time you look for reviews, or most of the time you look for reviews on products, and this is not me ragging on professionals and people that do this for a living, but I always take into consideration that most of the things you see they're saying are the best things next to the best thing invented next to warm water. They're getting paid by the companies. They have sponsorships with the companies. And it's well known that a company is not going to send you $50 something so that you can say it's trash. So you take that for what it is. Again, I don't know, maybe with your help, guys, if anyone likes these videos and they share them and that kind of stuff, I'm gonna be reached at some point by some of these companies, and then I will review whatever it is that they give me. But and I'm gonna say the same things that they say. I'm gonna try not to be honest with my reviews. I probably will. If it sucks, it sucks, and I hate to be schemed. And I don't like to buy things that they tell me they're good and they end up sucking. So for the time being, you can trust me, because I'm not getting paid. This is just random. I bought it. For me, it works, and I do plan to buy more. For what it's worth, there it is. So again, Jeff, thank you. I hope you watched the video. I hope it has what you want or what you were looking for. If you have any questions or anything else, let me know. I will continue to translate whatever video I did before in Spanish to English as requested. I'm not gonna randomly record all the videos again. But if I see interest in people wanting to see what I said, what I was saying on the other videos, I don't know why you want to know, but if you do, let me know, and I'll do it. It's fun, entertaining, and it keeps kind of like, relaxing, I guess. So without nothing more to say, until next time, and please remember to, if you like the content, like, share, subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Random Review signing out.